hear the term hemp, what do you immediately think?
Honestly, I don't have a great idea about that.
Do you know much about hemp?
No.
Okay, first thing that came to mind was actually like fiber, like basket weaving, and then weed next.
I know with hemp, it can be used for a variety of different things.
All of these products that we have here have hemp in them.
A dog toy. Okay.
Bath towel, which is fantastic.
It's a nice shirt.
So, was this chapstick?
Ooh, hemp straws.
Didn't know. Straws. Didn't know.
Would you be more apt to purchase more plant-based or hemp-derived products? Yes or no?
Definitely. But yes, I would.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like hemp could be really valuable in a lot of different industries.
Of course. I think it's a great raw material that we can make a lot of good products. Help a lot of good people make a lot of money. A lot of people get healthy. The air get better.
The hemp plant has been used for thousands of years, and really even in the early 1900s, the hemp plant was used for rope, sails, and clothing. So it's no surprise that hemp is making a comeback. It's literally one of the miracle plants in the world today.
Our mission at Delta Ag is to create the nation's first and largest supply chain, real supply chain of hemp raw goods. We use all of our proprietary farming methodologies, and we process the hemp plant into its three constituent parts, being hemp fiber, hemp flour, and hemp grain at each of our three facilities, with the end goal being to provide the marketplace three distinct raw goods that can be used in a variety of different downstream applications.
The one thing that all these major supply chains need and the end consumer needs is consistency, and so that's why it's so important that groups like Delta Ag can deliver mass quantities of supply that is consistent and exactly the same every time, so these supply channels can begin to be built out.
The competitive advantage of Delta Ag is that we are fully integrated. From genetics to raw goods, we own every part of that process.
So growing hemp is one thing. You still have one problem. How do you process it? No one has processed more hemp than Delta Ag. Whether it's our proprietary drying floors, or each facility produces more than 15,000 tons of biomass an hour. Our goal is to give these farmers and give other entrepreneurs that want to be in the hemp industry, give them the keys, show them how to farm, show them the SOPs, and we're there to process all this hemp for them and do it in an efficient manner that can move through the supply chain and they can get paid for it.
Right now, we import over 150,000 acres worth of hemp from China. Most of that's being used in fiber and textiles and clothing. But there are some nations that are ahead of us just because they have been growing this plant for the last 100 years. And so it's going to take a little bit of time for the United States to kind of catch up. So what Delta Ag is doing is we are growing this crop at scale to provide the largest companies in the United States a consistent supply of raw goods of the hemp crop. And so if you're a Fortune 400 company looking for pet foods or bioplastics, we are a one-stop shop to get your raw goods. We are producing this crop at scale and at efficiencies that no one else is doing. Hemp is a carbon negative plant, meaning that it sequesters carbon from the atmosphere and it retains it. It is not carbon neutral, it is not carbon positive, it is carbon negative.
When you're talking about biodegradable plastics, it really comes down to one thing, is the supply chain. You can't even have a conversation with a Coca-Cola of the world or any major plastic consumers because it's unrealistic to talk about the supply chain. Delta Ag is solving that, and especially with the CO2 initiative. That's going to get this front and center to let these large companies know that the supply chain exists, and the cellulose in this stock from hemp is a key driver, and it's going to play a major part in 100% biodegradable plastics in the future.
From investors to employees to our executive team, I think one of the reasons people are attracted to Delta Ag is because we have a true opportunity to help change the world. We are on the front lines of a new commodity and a new crop. And if that doesn't get you some goosebumps or get you out of bed in the morning, then I'm not really sure what will.